Week number 8 starts right now. Can you believe it? That was loud. I'm sorry. This is episode 36 of Simply Clarifying. This is, in fact, the start to the 8th week of coming back here time after time, Monday through Friday. Just will never not be impressed, okay? Never not be impressed. And I'm going to try something different. I'm going to try to reel it in and not go as long. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. In theory, that's how I want it to be. But we'll see how it goes, okay? Let's just go. So episode 36, what I learned from quitting. Now, is it good to quit? No, never give up, blah, 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 blah. But sometimes, you find yourself in this position. And it's not even like it's great. And when it started, it was something, right? To get you by or to get you to, like a stepping stone or whatever. Something to help. Something to help. To make you feel better, to make you feel like you're helping, whatever the case is. Then it slowly evolves into something else. Something more. Something to where you know you're getting ripped off, but you excuse it because of all the other things. Well, I've been with this, this person, this company, whatever, for long enough. I can say, hey, I'm not feeling good today, so I'm gonna need, today off, or my kid needs to go here, so I'm gonna be unavailable from this time to this time. Like, you form, even though you're not friends, you have this familiarity, I guess, that makes you feel like it's not just, oh God, I need to use a sick day, blah, 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 blah. It kind of like that, and, I get to stay home and I'm still with my kids, blah, 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 blah. However, when you look at it from a distance and you take what your job should be, what the description is, and what you're paid, and realize that you're actually carrying the weight and doing the work of multiple people, you're royally getting fucked, then you're like, you know what? I'm better than this. And the excuses, they don't even hold up anymore. Because if I found this job, right? Why the fuck couldn't I find another one for a decent person with fair, okay, so we're still going to keep this short. But here we go. I was looking for a job that I could do at home. This is when I only had 3 kids and my youngest was still very small, or my third daughter was actually still very small. I wanted something because we were getting ready to move, like it was just chaotic. My husband worked nights, so it was like, it wasn't really feasible for me to go out and work a part-time job because that money would end up going to somebody watching my kids, and I'm not one of the people that just need to get out so that I can be out. You know what I mean? Like, if I was working and actually making money and still had someone I trusted to watch my kids and, they weren't taking all the money that I earned, that's one thing. But I wasn't going to find that, okay? Nor did I want to. I had small kids, they're in school, I had a really small daughter, so it's just like, I just wanted something to bring in something so I felt like I was doing something, okay? After loads of scams and stuff. This was before COVID, okay? This was before working at home was like the thing that everyone did, okay? So to find a legit at-home thing was kind of very much hit or miss, a lot of the time miss. I would go on different, not even recruitment sites, but people who had posted job things for virtual assistants and whatnot. Shit that I can do. So, eventually I found one, okay, and I know that I've talked through all that stuff, so yeah, okay, so what this started out as, okay, was personal shopper, make the appointments, manage my calendar, crap, very menial work, very just small. It seemed okay. And the starting pay was going to be $400 a month, okay? And you're talking an hour on the computer a day, maybe an hour and a half one day, blah, 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 blah. So the $400 a month changed to $600 a month after like 4 months. Okay, and that was after like, okay, so yes, I'm shopping, yes, I'm scheduling all these appointments, yes, I'm doing more and more and more. And I'm needing to be on my phone, on my computer, like I'm needing to be available. Blah 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 blah. The guy I work for was a ginormous dickhead. Like, gaslighting, this was before that was even a fucking thing that you heard every other fucking word from somebody in a toxic situation. But it very much, yeah, it was very narcissistic, very just, he definitely took advantage of the fact that I wanted to be at home and that I, you know, had already been through a lot of scammy people. So it's like, the kicker was this guy was a millionaire. Now, I don't give a shit. I don't expect to be paid millions or even thousands for what I was doing. But it got to the point where it was like, I'm being used and abused. I'm being overworked and underpaid. And I know a lot of people cry about that, but I actually was doing the job of like 3 fully adult people. 3 very different jobs, almost fucking full-time. I was on call, basically, damn near 24 hours a day, 6 days a week. It wasn't until my last year, it wasn't even a full year, okay? They generally left me alone on the weekends, but there were times where it's like Saturday, my phone would be going off, and it's just like, I'm just supposed to be available. Like, it was just, oh, God. I looked back at, it frustrates the fuck out of me, okay? It allowed me to stay with my kids and bring in a little bit. And as time went on, like, it got to a little bit more. Not a lot. By the time I was done, I had done this for 5 years. I'm almost ashamed to say that. 5 years I worked for this narcissistic fucking prick, okay? It was so much. By the end, I was a personal shopper. I had worked with their surrogate situation. I had helped plan their wedding. I became a property manager for properties all over the fucking country for them. I helped move them from Manhattan to Texas, from Texas to Puerto Rico. Like, it just, I was doing so much. I was in charge of so much. Taxes, property taxes, if that didn't get paid, or a mortgage, or this company, or like dealing with tenants, like it fucking spiraled. And when I walked away, my end pay, and that was only like 3-4 months now, my last 3-4 months, finally made it up to like $1,300 a month. Which sounds a lot better than $400. But for what I was doing, for how stressed out, I was worried about that dude's life more than my own. How fucked up is that? How fucked is that? I'm not getting benefits. I'm not getting paid time off, whatever, blah, 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 blah. In the end, he had talked about flying me out to meet him in person. This is the thing. I feel like a lot of the reason he acted the way he did to me was because he had never seen me in person. He'd never met me in person. Now, I'm a strong personality, right? I'm very tough to take sometimes, right? I've said this before too. People either really like me a lot or they don't like me at all. There's not really a whole lot of middle ground, and that's totally fine. Like, that is just, I don't care. You know, like, I'm not a people pleaser. I will help and everything, but like, respect is a huge thing for me. Huge thing. I'm not going to let my children talk to me like I'm some fucking dirtbag, and I'm not going to let a boss or anyone else do the same. I don't give a fuck what you make. Don't care. Like, that has nothing to do with me. You're going to treat me as a human, or like, I don't know. I think that's why, like, Mob Days was so good, because, like, you disrespect me, let me go get my baseball bat and crack your knee. You know what I mean? Like, it just seems so simple. Just, like, a subtle reminder of, oh, yeah, I was a dickhead, so now, you know, my knee is shattered. Whatever. You know, I would totally. Ugh. So, he was talking about flying me out. First class, big hotel, 5-star hotel, pay for all my meal, like, talking about this grand weekend where I got to meet him in person, and I get to live that life for a weekend, you know, because little old me would never get to experience it otherwise. Bitch, I also don't give a fuck about. It got to the point where he was so serious. At first, I had like Pretty Woman vibes. And I don't know if this was like some form of like Stockholm or I don't really know, because eventually I felt in my gut, there has been nothing this dude does that doesn't have a fucking string or wad of strings attached. So why would this fantasy trip be any different? You think that's just gonna happen? No, I'm gonna be indebted to this motherfucker for years to come, because it'll come up. Oh, remember when I put you up in that really nice 5-star hotel? Remember when I bought you all those 5-star meals? Blah. It would come the fuck up. That's when I realized, the fuck am I even doing? I've spent 5 years stressing, being just fucking irritated, like hearing his name, hearing his ringtone, just like, I've never tried to make a phone blow up by staring at it so much ever before in my life. But every time that phone rang, it was just like, I really tried. It never worked, but I really, really tried. I was done. I got to a point where I was just fucking over it. I was tired. I was irritated. But I wanted to test the water a little bit. So I went back onto the job market just to see what I could see. I ended up finding another person, and, you know, it was the same kind of work, virtual assistant, but this was nothing personal. This was strictly business. Okay? As in, like, I was kind of like a receptionist for his company. I managed that calendar, dealt with customers, whatever. And this was in Texas, ironically enough. But, so, this guy's mentality, this guy's delivery, completely fucking different. Completely different. Everything about it was just opposite. And it's like, now I didn't jump into $1,300 a month there, whatever, like we agreed on, you know, what I would be doing, blah, blah, blah. And I let that job go. I did both. I juggled both for about 2 months. And that's what really, really convinced me, where like I found something else. Like, yes, I'm going to lose this, but there's a lot that comes with this. It's like ungodly, long stress thing. Imagine if it was just like a third arm that just never moved and was like, do you ever play like Left 4 Dead 2? You know the Charger, his big fucking beefy arm, right? Imagine that just like hanging on you. You know? Just kind of some weird, just big thing. It doesn't do anything. It just fucking stresses you out. It weighs you down. It just pisses you off. What if you just cut it off? Then it's just gone. Like, yeah, you don't have that thing anymore, but like, you don't have any of the other shit that comes with it. Oh my God. I decided, you know, to be poetic and all, that on the anniversary of my 5th year, the end of my 5th fucking year, that was going to be the day I quit. So I wrote this long email, and I went back and forth in my mind so many times, back and forth, back and forth. And it's like, the more I reread what I wrote, the more I thought about how nice it would be to look at my phone and never see that fucking name again. It was a no-brainer. Absolute no-brainer. So like, it was maybe 5 a.m. that day. And it came down to the wire, right? Like you're, ooh, shit, it's getting real. What do we do? What do we do? I hit send. And then, like, you know, of course, like, it wasn't even like it was regret. It's just you get the flood over you. You're kind of like, oh my God, oh my God. Do I take it back? Do I say, just kidding? No, no, no. No. And then the big you steps in and you're like, motherfucker, you know, with the bat. The one with the bat comes out to play and is just like, this is a long time coming. This should have been done years ago. It shouldn't have even really started, because had you known how it was going to go, you wouldn't have fucking stayed. You wouldn't have even signed up. You would have told that dude to go fuck himself from the jump and been done. Like, you would have found something else and avoided 5 years of all this fucking chaotic garbage. So within that 5 years, I had also moved. I had also had my 4th daughter. My husband's schedule changed. My kids changed schools. Well, the fucking pandemic. Jesus Christ, this guy. Oh my God. So remember when nobody could buy toilet paper? For some reason, this dude thought that I could just magically burrow into the internet and have, like, shipments of toilet paper stockpiled to just him. The fuck are you talking about? Nobody can get fucking toilet paper, you pompous ass. Like, what? This is how he thought. And that's just about one thing. But yeah, so we had tons of stuff that are chaotic and crazy enough on their own. And that was when I was at the peak of just, I hate you. When it was done, I really didn't get much back from him, which was good because I made sure to lay out everything. I laid it out, everything. What I started in pay, the job I started with versus what I make, and all the stuff. And like, I told him I burned all of his shit, which I did. Like, I wanted no more. We weren't gonna do this we weren't gonna, no. I just wanted it clean cut. Arm gone in the trash. Fuck you, I never want to see you again kind of relationship. And it was done. The next day, my phone didn't ring. Not from him anyway. The next day, like the next week, it was one of those weird, euphoric feelings of like, is this real? Did this happen? It did. It really, 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 really did. And it was awesome. And I'm going to say, yes, I wish I would have done it sooner, because I took my vulnerability, my desperation to bring something in, and I definitely undervalued myself a lot. I stressed myself out to no fucking end. To go back and just like bitch slap myself, like, I gotta give myself a break. You know what I mean? I do give myself a break because the beginning crutches. I was able to stay home with my kids, blah, 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 blah. But I also learned a lot in this experience. I actually gained a lot of contacts, a lot of knowledge and stuff like that I didn't have. But it's one of those things where you now know, and if I see like my daughters or something, like, oh, hey, this looks like a dream job, blah. Nope. Let me just. It's just a story that I have now. It's just like this brick of time where all of this shit happened, and like, it's definitely a learning situation. So I will never say that I'm grateful to the motherfucker, because yeah, but I am proud of myself for being able to walk away, to pull that cord, to go ahead and find something else first, but like, to stop making excuses for something that obviously drained my fucking sanity, my life, my everything. Like, it was actually sucking me. Just bad. So, if you have something, okay, it was a massive win for me. The toxicity, the fucking mental overload, the fact that I worried about him more than myself and my own family was fucked up. And it took me 5 years to realize that I can do a lot of other things. Okay? And it's not worth all of that. So if you have something like that in your life and you're like, oh my God, what do I do? What do I do? Just know, like, obviously think about it first, right? Mine was a very unique situation with an individual, not a company. I didn't have all these rights and different things I could stand on. It was like oh, you want this job? Okay, you're hired. And then like, I never knew it was going to last 5 years. Like, I never knew. So you have, I know you probably heard that you're stronger than you think and blah, 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 whatever, which is most definitely true. Sometimes you have to go through absolute shit to realize that you're actually pretty fucking awesome and you're great and like so much more capable than you thought. I'm just telling you, if you're going through something, anything like that, and it even crossed your mind, trust your gut. There are other things out there, and your life, your sanity, everything else is worth so much more if someone is dragging you the fuck down like that. So, now that we've covered the soul-sucking aspect and we're right around 20 minutes, we're going to wrap it up. I swear, we're going to wrap it up. I want to go 15, but sometimes you just got to get in all the details. What can you do? So, this has been episode 36. I am so grateful that you keep coming back, and if you haven't been here before, it's episode 36, which means you got a lot of catching up to do, or a lot of shit to just, cruise through. Tons of topics, doesn't even matter. I'm all over the fucking place, which is great. So, we will be back again. This is a Monday through Friday, release at 3 p.m., YouTube, simplycarifying.com. If you want to watch, you want to listen, you want to catch a short here, there, wherever, like, subscribe, share, all that fun junk. And thank you so much for coming back. And I will see you next time. Boo! In the bag. Okay.